The views and opinions during this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the sponsors or executive producers. This program contains conversation, discussion, debate, which a truly free society would neither fear nor suppress. However, in some socially inept areas, certain religious fanatics and ultra-sensitive and extreme political affiliates violate your First Amendment rights by attempting to control what you watch, listen to, write, and speak. We feel that this is unconstitutional and un-American. And now we present the MK Ultrasound Podcast. Live from Studio Diablo in Chicago, Illinois, this is MK Ultrasound.
Get with the countdown.
I speak jive.
Forget it, man. Blast off for Kicksville. Shake this square world. Blast off for Kicksville.
I speak jive.
Forget it, man. Get with the countdown.
I speak jive.
Forget it, man. Blast off for Kicksville. Shake this square world. Blast off for Kicksville.
I speak jive.
Forget it, man.
Well, it's another one of those special shows. Oh, wow. Here's one I've been wanting to do for quite a while. And most inexperienced,
hard to pin him down.
One of the most inexperienced sound guys in this room is right here.
Yes.
I'm with
Yeah, it's a terrible way to talk.
major studio people. I'm with Reed Himes and one of my very, very favorite rock stars or rock action figures, Jared Luce.
Yes, it is indeed the rock action figure. That's the best way to describe
Yeah,
it.
we are.
I like that. I like that.
ChemLab is back in town for Cold Waves.
Can't let me dead, baby.
He got in last night from the UK.
Yep.
And then
flew straight in and walked into Superior Street and into rehearsals and rocked out for a couple of hours just to make sure that the engine's running hot. And tonight we oil it properly and off we go.
And then you're in New York tomorrow night.
Yep, New York tomorrow night, and then back to Chicago the next night to play at Metro for Cold Waves Festival, which is going to rock. Very cool. And then we have a night off. We'll be hanging around at Metro for Friday night's collection of Lunacy, Nitzareb, etc. And Saturday we fly out to Baltimore, and then early Sunday morning we fly to Denver, and then we have a day off in Denver, and we fly back here, and then Tuesday I split back to London.
It's a little
Just like that. You
You're
know?
going to be tired, man.
Yeah, man, they're tired already.
And something fun to talk about later in this show is these guys worked on one of the great industrial records of all time, Burn Out the Hydrogen Bar.
Yes.
And I think you're celebrating an anniversary?
Yeah, last year, 25 years. 25 years just goes to show you what happens if you stay here long enough.
2.5 decades.
Jesus.
Which is nuts to me. I mean, I never would have featured that in a month of Sundays. Forget about it. No way. You know, that it would still be here and that anybody would still care. That boggles my mind that people are actually still interested.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm humbled by it and shocked to my fucking core.
Just like whenever, it's like The Godfather. When you think you're out, they pull you back in. Because that's been kind of your story.
That's all Jason's fault, too, the bastard. It's like, come on, man.
Bring it in.
Oh, yeah. It's like, come on. You haven't played in years. Because we played for the first Cold Waves Festival.
Oh, yeah. I remember
And-
that with Mark.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And as many guitarists on stage as I could possibly manage.
I saw that.
That was a hilarious
Bottom
fun
Lounge.
and messed
Yeah,
up night. Yep.
So last week we had on Mystery Actions. Now, look at these ladies.
Punk rock.
Yeah,
Right
punk
fucking
as
on.
you can get. As far and these women are old school punk rock, but they're not afraid to flaunt their sexuality. And I am going to do my best to get them on stage at the Exotica 10-year anniversary this year. So they wanted it. I'll make it happen. It's just it's all washed up rap acts that play this show, like Young MC, Tone Loc. You know, people who haven't had hits in 30 years.
Man.
They had, they did have Luke Campbell from Two Live Crew one year, which was
Tone
interesting.
Loc.
Luke. Oh, God.
But,
I worked with him.
Whatever. Yeah, right? I know
Did you?
did. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah.
On the first record?
No, on remixes.
Okay. Yeah, he sampled Jamie's Crying and Christine 16 on his first two singles. So yeah, hats off to Mystery Actions. That show will be on YouTube.
It's a good name,
in the next
too,
2
man.
days.
Mystery Action? Yeah.
And then, I know, I told her,
like
I'm like,
that's a fucking kick-ass
yeah,
name.
and the band she was in before that was called, she's Lucy Decay. She was in a band called Youth Decay.
Right on.
Like Tooth Decay. I mean,
Yep.
you know, she's been around a while, and they rocked out at Reggie's on Thursday, and
It's a fun venue.
Their who was it? Their bass player said that some guy came and patted her on her little 5'3" head, said, "Good job," which I don't think that you want to say that to these girls.
See, that's when you catch a nice pointy-toed boot in your nuts.
So-
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like this band. We'll have them on the YouTube show, and we have the okay to show. Look at these fuckers, to show the video for Line in the Sand. Okay, on a serious note, we lost.
You've
Rick,
got a serious note?
Rick
Man,
Ocasek
come on,
of the
man.
Cars, man.
Yeah. I
Rick
know.
Ocasek.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes to us all.
On the radio, they were calling him Rick Ocasek. I don't get that.
And well,
I've heard it though. Growing up in Boston, they were a local band,
Yep.
and I actually got to see them a bunch as they were starting to come together. And a bunch of people in Boston used to call him Rick Ocasek.
they were.
Yeah,
You talk about a
Yeah.
band that was different and yet had a string of hits that was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were just they didn't fit into any category. They weren't new wave. They weren't rock. They weren't poppy. They were just their own. They played by their own rules, and that just a very interesting sound. And I don't get the whole celebrity death thing. To be honest with you, I'm losing enough of my own personal friends
yeah. No kidding.
to get freaked out. But this one, yeah, it touched home, man.
Yep.
So yeah, love the Cars. Always, they're still in like my top 10 favorite bands. So that was sad.
Yeah, they were loads of fun. They were fun to watch live as they were beginning to get their sound.
I'm sure in the
together. And it was
beginning-
keyboard rich
Yep,
too, which
very.
I always liked because it was much
Yeah.
more unexpected, and they put on a good, really engaging live show. The other band that was really good as they were coming up in Boston in the 70s was Jay Giles.
Oh,
Fuck
God,
off.
yes.
Watching Peter on stage, I stole some chops
You
off
think?
of him. I stole some chops off of him. I got my tribute shirt going on right now and everything. But I'll tell you what, man, that was fun seeing them in little basement joints like Jonathan Swift's, which was just, there's one long flight of stairs to get in and one long flight of stairs to get out. So a complete and utter fire hazard. But watching them tear that joint down was so good. It was such a great lesson in here's how you hold a crowd. You catch them early, you pound them into submission, and then you fuck the corpse. It was so good. And he was stylish, he was funny,
Yep.
he was quick on the microphone. And
that was
he
a hell of a
kept
band.
Everyone engaged.
The band
Oh
was just
my
amazing.
God.
They're-
Oh my God.
They had a double
Fantastic
live
band.
album out, double live record before Love Stinks came out.
Yep.
And just a great live record, double
Yeah.
live record.
Yep.
And there was a band that not a lot of people really heard of unless you listened to FM radio like I did. And you heard those deep cuts and
Yep.
all the live
Yeah.
banter.
And they approached music the way you used to. If you were a local band, what you did instead of worrying about your record label was you'd go and you'd hit the road and you'd start to cultivate fans in different places, and all of a sudden you'd be huge in Detroit. You'd be huge in Chicago. You go to Cleveland, you have to really build it up there, and that was fascinating to watch because they really figured out. You go and you play Detroit like 6 times in a year, and the next thing you know, you've got
A fan base.
yeah, and a huge one too. And they were such a good live band. It
Yep.
was, it was easy to fall in love with it.
And they,
Harmonica solos.
oh, Magic
Get
Dick.
the fuck out of town. Unbelievable. So good.
so what wasn't good was Rob Zombie's new movie. And I went to see that last night. 16 plus a ticket. I took Max Bravo, and I'm excited. They're going to give away posters. It's 3 nights only because it drops on DVD in a month, which was smart. I'm watching my watch for 2 hours. When's this goddamn thing going to be over? It
Really?
was awful.
Bad.
Well, I mean, just a review. Bloody Disgusting headline said 3 from Hell sees Rob Zombie go on autopilot. That was another quote. That was from Forbes. Bloody Disgusting said Rob Zombie succeeds only in tarnishing his best film with aimless follow-up 3 from Hell. It was bad. And I saw
We won't go see it.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Fuck Rob.
$18 a ticket to see this on a 70 millimeter and on a big screen for $18. And this I paid $16 a ticket for. And the poster was 11 by 17, the free poster. It's like, really, you can't even get a full-size movie poster?
Yep.
They said take
No.
2 because there was
put
only
them together.
20.
Take 2. They're small.
There were only
Two
like
by
25
34 if you
people.
get 2.
There you go.
There you go.
Staple them together.
Double them.
No, the capacity of that theater was 170 and maybe 25 people showed
What
up.
theater?
In Evanston
Wow.
at Cinemark 12, Century 12.
They're all small.
Yeah, but 25 people?
Yeah, that's pretty lame.
I could have went and saw
That's pretty
it
lame.
too, which comes up a little bit later. One thing I want to say about 3 from Hell is Sherry Sherry Moon Zombie, Rob's wife, she was so over the top and annoying. It reminded me of that warden in Human Centipede 3, the overacting. Her character just was not there. And Sid Haig's only in the movie for maybe 3 to 5 minutes because he was ill at the time.
I haven't seen it, so I can't pass judgment on it, but unfortunately, I'm not surprised.
I wish I would have seen it too.
But it sucks.
Yeah, and I'm probably not going to go and see it because, I'm getting a review from a guy that I trust. So.
Well, where are you going to be tomorrow? And tomorrow's the last night it shows.
Where am I going to be tomorrow? Let me see.
New York City.
Wednesday night. Go and see Rob Zombie's new film or rock out in New York with, my Cold Waves Machine Rock family.
Are you,
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Are you playing one of your old haunts? Where you're playing there in New York?
Playing somewhere I never played before. Brooklyn Bazaar. I have no idea. I hear all these great reviews of
I bet you're going to see Christoph from Pyle.
I would hope so.
That's his neighborhood.
I would hope so.
Awesome. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about, this is just insane. I was listening to the radio the other morning, and there was a guy on who used to write for Out Magazine, and he talked about this headline that Pennywise is surprisingly anti-queer in Chapter 2 that another writer wrote. And basically, I'm just going to read it. In the aftermath of 2017's It, Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise, the dancing clown, had become somewhat of a gay icon. Between memes and makeup tutorials, Pennywise was everywhere. He and another monstrous LGBTQ plus favorite, the Babadook, were seen as couple goals. But after seeing It Chapter 2, I'm sad to announce that Pennywise is not gay or even an ally. In fact, Pennywise is surprisingly anti-queer. So to quote this writer who used to write for Out, he said, I guess these SJWs prefer their fictitious homicidal clowns to Gacy or Dahmer as opposed to Pennywise. So now we're arguing and we're debating the gender or the sexual orientation of a fictitious character. Like 5 years ago it was Santa Claus. What color Santa Claus? And it's a fictitious character.
Yep.
Get over
Absolutely no point to be even thinking about it, getting wound up about it. That sort of stuff drives me crazy, and it takes our eye off the ball, and it takes us away from actual important, worthwhile.
Right. There's other things that we need to think about.
Yep.
Like this upcoming election.
That, to me, for example, just it holds there's no intellectual rigor to it whatsoever.
This writer ended his review with, the killer clown isn't content just to threaten Richie with violence. Instead, he reveals that he knows Richie's secret, his dirty little secret. He doesn't say it, he just sings it. And the song even appears on the album's soundtrack. So Pennywise isn't just the physical manifestation of what is revealed to be some kind of cosmic entity that feeds off of fear in human flesh. He's a homophobe. And it closes with Trump's America strikes again. Oh, God. Oh, wow. So Angela Dank wrote this morning. She said, wow, let me say that. To me, Stephen King is the rare writer who possesses the kind of storyteller sensibilities that sells billions of books, as well as the literary chops that write profound, visceral sentences. He's badass. He knows how to disturb with his writing. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the whole Pennywise talking about dirty secret is more of Stephen King being the god of upset that he is, cutting to the core of human fear with supernatural enemies as he does. And it's not homophobia at all. But that's just me. So that's my little SJW thing for this week.
And honestly, I mean, you think about fantastic character development and engaging dialogue. I have a lot of time for Stephen King. All of the other stuff, whether Pennywise is or isn't, who cares?
Yeah,
it's all distraction.
And I think he's dead finally. I haven't seen it too yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I wish I would have done that last night because it was showing in the theater next door.
Oh, maybe we should do it tomorrow night. Wait a second. So Rob Zombie's new film,
Stephen King's It.
Skip New York. You don't need to go there.
New York. I don't know.
No.
I don't know that I'm ready to rock. I'm too old to rock. It's passé.
Oh God, I've been hearing you say this for years.
Well, yeah, of course. That's why I keep getting back on stage again to prove that I'm wrong.
Back in 2000, it was you and Meg did a spoken word kind of thing upstairs at Liars Club where I used to work.
Shitbox tour.
You had a line down the street. We set this show up at the last minute. Line down the street.
Liars Club was fun.
And then, when the upstairs was open. It's not open upstairs anymore. And you had said, you kind of hinted around that Chem Lab was going to do something again. And I'm like, really? Now I'm getting excited, right? And you said, don't count the old guy out yet. And you say that, and every couple of years you put out something new.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, what can I tell you? I'm almost 60. But a lot of the guys that I revere, the old blues kings, they're still doing it. They die on stage. That's fantastic.
89.
Exactly. You look at the Stones, Keith, who can't be killed by regular weapons. You look at that
Nothing
guy
will
and
kill Keith.
he's still going. So I draw great strength out of that. Iggy just put out a new record, good, bad, and
Iggy.
different.
Poetic.
He's still going. Yeah.
It's very poetic for him.
And, he's able to keep going. He's got people who will support him, and he's willing to take chances and push the envelope. I think that's great. So, but I like the fact that I'm older. I like the fact that I'm still here. I survived everything that I put myself through. I've died twice. It's been a complicated and complex road, and the fact that I'm still here and I'm old and I get to rock out, and that there are people who are still interested in it and willing to support it, that's pretty empowering. So, fuck yeah, I like being old.
Amen.
I'm not old. I'm classic.
Hey, I like that.
It's just
Vintage.
just a number. You know?
All right, I'm going to do a quick break. This is like 15 seconds. Everybody hold their breath, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to the MK Ultrasound podcast. Please feel free to contact us at podcasts@mkultramagazine.com.
All right, guys, it's your show now.
Okay.
So you just want to start. How the hell do you know each other? Here we go. Here's how you start a story.
We started in the studio.
Yeah. Yep. It did indeed.
Mm-hmm.
We had put out 10 Ton, which is the first EP, and I was casting around for somewhere to.
Laid another bomb.
Oh God! It started way back. Long before that, it started back in the 80s when I used to run a club in D.C., the 930 Club, and everybody played there. And I met, it was funny because I met Ogre and Skinny Puppy in '84 when they were out on the Bites tour. And Ogre and I got talking. He was filling up his blood knife, with this mint-flavored Hollywood blood so that he could cut a huge smile into his face during the show. And we got to talking. It was really sweet. It was his birthday. Kevin and Dwayne threw him down the dressing room stairs for his birthday present because, they were always at war.
He's also a Sag, like you and I.
Yeah.
His birthday's like right within a couple of days of ours.
Yeah. Yep. Which is good because it's the fire sign. As Keith Richards said, half man, half horse with a license to piss in the streets. Fuck yeah. And Ogre and I became friends, and they came through and they played the 930 Club all the time. It was a little club. It was 200 people, and we routinely jammed 400 in there against all fire regulations. But, we always had lots of great shows that were there, and a really broad spectrum of shows, lots of different bands. And so they came through on the Vivisex 6 tour, and he and I were talking on the bus because I'd been in a whole host of different bands. In the 80s, I was in 30-plus different bands. Wow. I always wanted to experiment with different things. I was in a noise band. I was in a hardcore band. I was in a punk rock band. I was in a jazz band. I was doing all this different stuff at the same time, usually 2 or 3 bands rolling at the same time. And so we were talking on the bus. I had a band called Furnace, which is, it was... post-coily sort of thing, and it's where I first did the Fuck Art, Let's Kill logo. And we were sitting on the bus, and he was like, yes, it's a fine T-shirt. Nobody's got that shirt anymore except you.
Which one's that?
That's the original early ChemLab Fuck Art, Let's Kill shirt. Yeah, look at that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Ta-da. And so we were sitting on the bus, and he was like, this is before the show, and he said, yeah, I really want to get the opening band off this bill and put you guys on so that you can come out and tour with us. And no matter what he did, and he had leverage galore, he could not get this opening band off the bill. Their record label, TVT, were really behind them. And we watched this band. It was, the first couple of dates for them. They had just joined the tour. And, Puppy's Madness, Vivisex 6, it was all insane. And that was coming up. And so the audience couldn't have cared less about this band. And they did not know how to perform. They sounded like bad Depeche Mode. They were nervous on stage. And they were just standing there. Head like a hole.
Oh, shit.
Like it's your soul. I'd
Get
rather...
off the
It
fucking
was like,
stage.
oh, my God, these guys suck. But they were really nice. And their manager, Mark O'Shea, was hanging out. He was like, hey, man, can you take care of my guys? Like, yes, big bottle of whiskey. Here you go. That's cool. 9 Inch Nails, of course, they couldn't get them off the bill and couldn't get us on. So I get that. Nails came back through on the Meat Beat Manifesto tour, and they were supporting them. And we had a great time. And Marco came up to me during the evening. He was like, clearly holding something behind his back, and he comes up to me and he says, "So, hey, man, I got something to talk to you about." It's like, oh, shit, here it comes. He said, "What do we do about this?" And he has this dead rat that he's holding by the tail. It's like, I found this stuffed between the cushions of the sofa down in the dressing room. It's like, oh, shit. Hold on 1 second. So I go to the back bar, I get a bottle of Jack, and I bring it back, holding it behind my back, and I say, "Well, can we solve it with this?" And so I hand that to him. He's like, "Yeah, no problem." So he drops it on the floor. Trent comes strolling out, and he drops the rat in front of him, and he inadvertently kicks it towards me. He's like, "Oh, man, shit, I'm sorry." And I was like, "Well, fuck it. I'll kick the rat back towards him." So we played Kick the Dead Rat in the hallway for, 10, 15 minutes, and that's how I became friends with Trent and with Marco. So once we had put out 10 Ton Pressure, which is the first EP, I sent it off to Trent and a couple of people, and he said, "Oh, I passed it on to Paul Barker, who I know from way back, and I got more stories about that too." And he said, he might be interested in working on you with the new record, but I want to see if you guys would come out on tour. I was like, oh, twist my arm, fuck yeah, because they were on the Now I'm Nothing tour, early 91. So we went out and did that, and afterwards I got to talking to Paul, and he said, "Yes, I really like the material. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it." And so I scratched my head, and what the fuck am I going to do? And then I thought, that guy Critter.
Yes.
Now, Critter, nobody really knows quite who or what he is, and he seems to have been involved in all of the really fascinating records that I think are just amazingly cool. What about that? So I think I just called you, Reed, straight up and said, is there any way we could get a hold of Critter and talk to him? And you put me in touch with him.
Absolutely.
And Critter and I talked, and I sent a bunch of tracks off to him. And he was like, "Yeah, I like this." And he said, I got to tell you, though, I've never actually officially produced a record. He said, I've sat next to Al, and I've rescued lots of sessions for Al, and, actually
Very
produced
true.
records, but never really gotten the credit for it. And I said, "Well, fuck that. Let's give you the credit for it. I'm nothing. I am absolutely nobody, but I'll be happy to give you the credit because you're going to be doing all the work, because I can't, pretend that I'm Al and produce a record and fall asleep on the board and then go back to producing it and make it sound like, fuck yeah, I can't do that, but I bet you can." And, he was all kind of shy and bashful about it in his Grizzly Adams kind of way. And, so next thing you know, you and I are talking about putting the record together and actually doing it at Tracks and booking time.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was really good. What are your early recollections?
What was the location of that one, this track? Was it the Halstead?
Halstead.
Okay.
That's
All right.
Halstead.
Yeah. Chicago Track Studio.
Let's hear your version.
I don't really have a version. I mean, it's like Jared has the whole version. I mean, Critter was he was just a wonderful engineer, and he always hung in there. And he got his name because he slept under the console during all the ministry sessions. And one day Al kicked him and said, "Get up. You're the engineer now, and your name's Critter."
Yeah, like some critter sleeping under the bridge.
Yeah.
Or between the cushions of a sofa.
Yeah, like a dead rat.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't a dead rat. It was
Yeah.
Critter.
He was great. He was hardworking and had the same sort of vision for the record that we do. Without really talking about it, we just all headed in the same direction. And he was willing to experiment and push the envelope and try different things. And I mean, we had so much stuff going on in these songs, and we didn't really know quite what the fuck we were doing. We were a bunch of rookies. I'd been in a million bands, but working
I've
at
heard that
Chicago
before.
Tracks, Jesus, where all of these fantastic Wax Trax records had come together, and there's people drifting in and out, and here's Jimmy Marcus who needs to borrow a keyboard, like, dude,
He's in the other room.
yeah. And it was a mind-bogglingly cool experience, and we had so much fun. Hey, look, it's Giles from Armalite Records,
your new
guy
label,
that, hey, man, I would talk to you, but I can't actually even hear you at the moment. So you don't need to say anything. I'm in the middle of an interview on the radio and stuff with my old friend Alex Zander for MK Ultra. So I can hear you trying to talk. Don't try and talk. Don't say anything. It's just a traditional, expected, absolutely predictable Jared situation where Jared does all the talking and everybody else is like, no, wait, but no, I've got it. No, it's an emergency. No, I have to. Nope, sorry, man, can't happen. Anyway, so you would be on the radio if we could hear you, but we can't. So, well, Oh, no,
Too
I
bad.
could throw him onto speaker. Anyway, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Take care of yourself, brother. I love you. And thank you so much for putting out my records. Armalite Records.
Yeah. Oh, we had
What a
Joy Thieves on a
great
couple weeks
home.
ago.
What a great home. Great band.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing really good things about that.
Fun record. Really cool.
And they're on your side of the lake, right?
They're a weird mix. As far as I know. I thought they were more based here in Chicago, though.
I don't.
Well,
I wasn't even
Sounds
aware
like
of them.
it's time to discover what their story
Joy
is.
Thieves.
couple thousand miles apart, they have to be
No,
somewhere.
but the Joy Thieves reached out to me, and then I'm looking at this lineup, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is like old school kind of label kind of shit.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
we were all used to back 25 years ago.
Yeah.
We were kids.
Armalite's a fantastic record label. I'm really pleased. I can't say enough good stuff
That's
about
great.
them.
And have you've heard the Joy Thieves stuff?
Yeah, I've heard some of it. I haven't
Yeah,
heard the whole
good
record.
stuff.
yet.
And then they've got another one coming out. So
Right on.
Armalite's obviously getting behind their artists.
They
important.
really
It's
yeah, it
very
is.
important.
It is crucially important, and I've had a lot of record label experience. I've been fucked by. I fucked myself. This is what happens when you run your own label. But they're great. They're smart. Their packaging is fantastic. Their engineering and mastering. My God, Jules Seifert is. He's got a fantastic set of ears on him, and the visual aesthetic. It's one of the things that I loved about buying records. In the late '70s and early '80s, as certain labels were coming together. 4AD. I would buy anything that came out on 4AD because visually it was really engaging, and you knew that the production values would be fantastic and the songs would be really interesting, and it seems like Armalite is doing that same sort of thing.
Good.
It doesn't matter what the band is. It says Armalite on it, buy it. Wax Trax, same thing. Doesn't matter what the band is. It says Wax Trax on it, buy it. And that's rare. And to have that sort of that kind of passion in the record business, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
these
I mean,
days,
you're
yeah.
a rare
Don't
beast when
find
you
that
do
these
that.
days.
And so I'm holding on to these guys real tight. I make sure that I take my teeth out for the dick sucking so that they're really happy.
You sent me a couple of songs. This one, the first one we're going to throw on is Up Above the Wires. What's this all about, and what's it coming off from?
doesn't know.
Let's see. It's me just storytelling. I like to tell stories. I figure life is about collecting interesting stories.
Culture.
And yep. And so this is just this is post-apocalyptic My Old Neighborhood.
And is this coming off of something that we're going to have soon, or is this already out?
This is, it's going to be available online, and then I'm talking to a couple of different labels about putting it out. It may come out through Armalite, but they're loaded up with a lot of stuff right now.
Okay.
So it could be, a year and a half before it actually comes out, whereas Brood and I would really like it to come out, the guy that I'm working on. This is a whole separate thing. This isn't ChemLab. It's a band called Ether of Souls.
Oh, okay. So Ether of
Ether
Souls is
of
the
Soul.
act.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ether of Souls is the band.
There's another one, like Prude,
Prude.
Hellbent, Aliens.
The Ether of Souls stuff is all this guy, Ivo. I call him Brood, just for a number of different
He
reasons.
sent me a very pleasant email, and that was
He's a
really
great
nice
guy.
of him. So
He's
we're going
a
to play
great
this
guy.
song, and we're going to be right back with Jared and Reed.
The fires just rage on. I like watching them from up here, high above. Up here where there's wind and my gull snares. There's no one to stop the fires now. They just chew through neighborhoods, spreading in all directions, creeping slowly to the clotted, oily river's edge. Plumes of greasy smoke rise and tug, gray-white against the jagged spires, skyscrapers and radio towers. The dead city below is just a broken open chest of seizure and illness. Semi-collapsed or blaze-hollowed buildings stand still, their hard, splintered ribs jutting up, glass blown a scatter out across the blocks far down below. Hung in rough-hewn outlines from lampposts all down the narrow stretches of the financial district. Drooping pale bodies hang, haunches slashed open, where trouser pockets were symbolically cut away. Fingers bent in darkened claws. Shirt shredded, buttons popped, and ties hacked or gone. Their necks pulled out of shape by gravity. High tension tendons standing out like bruised blue-black bridge cables. Swinging slowly, turning in warm sunlight. I'm hungry. Squatting near the jagged, charred lips of the Fulton Street crater, I work in silence, always alert, listening for furtive motions in the market. Wanderers in the alleyway, dazed, close. Almost done coating the jagged razor arrow tips with grease and battery acid. Almost done now, almost done now, almost done now. We're going out again tonight and I'm hungry. I need to eat, but it's electricity humming under my skin too, an excitement coiling in me as I sit in this beautiful place. Excitement in the ruins, hungry, and the distant sun is setting now.
No mistaking that voice.
Oh yeah.
The old crow.
Oh man,
You get that deep voice.
yeah, good speaking voice. Okay, tell me more about this project. Then I was completely unaware when I got the email to your files.
Yeah, you just got sent some tracks. Like, all right, it's some shit Jared's involved with. I don't know what the fuck it is. Is this new ChemLab? What the hell is this?
That's all it takes in this house, though.
No, this is a side project. It's a band that this friend of mine brewed, and I've been playing around with for a couple of years. He's a really interesting character and he's been making stuff that to me really reminds me of like James Ray and The Performance. And for you kids out there who don't know who that is, you should go and look up your Sisters of Mercy history. James Ray and The Performance. Yes, indeed. There you go. Because the stuff that he was doing, stuff like Texas and Edie, had this really dusty, wide open, wind-blown, yet sisters-y feel to it. And a lot of what Brood is doing is reminiscent of that, though there's another track that we're going to play called Doomhead that's really much more pushy. And I finally found the time to be able to do it. And it's hard for me to go and record vocals. I live down in a little 15th century, actually it's an 11th century town, a fucking castle and everything. Really? And so I haven't got easy access to a studio. But then Martin King from Test Department, he and I have gotten back in touch for the past year or so. And I've been doing stuff with him with Dog Tablet. So it's an easy place for me to go and record vocals. And we just clicked again. It was so good to get to work with him. I got to, man.
Where did how does Abbey Road Studios figure into your story?
Let's see. Working with Mark Plastic, who's an amazing multi-instrumentalist, and one of my old really close friends. He's an old Beatles head and has known McCartney's PA for years, and Mark almost became his PA, which would have been a fascinating job because you're not only on stage, helping him out and doing his guitars, but you're also figuring out where the fuck did I leave my passport, And so he's got a lot of connections to Abbey Road. And when we finished the Brood record, because Plastic and I were writing lots of that, along with Matt Fennell from Caustic and Howie Benno from Jesus.
Howie.
A million years worth of and a million Wax Tracks and Chicago Track stories.
Yes.
And Phil D. Sienna as well. When we'd finally finished it, Plastic said, "Dude, wow, we should get Sean McGee to master this." Sure, okay. Once again, kids, if you don't know who Sean McGee is, there, from a guy that you may not know, is your homework assigned for today. Go. And he had just come off of spending 2 years, because he was going and remastering all of the Beatles catalog. He just spent 2 years remastering Sgt. Pepper's. And he was telling stories about how challenging it was to actually get each track done, because you've got all these people. You got the estates who were involved, you got the record labels who were involved, and everyone listening to all these different variations of each song and either giving it the thumbs up or the thumbs down. And he was so pleased to be doing something that wasn't Sgt. Pepper's, and so he mastered the Prude record, and it sounds
I love that record.
good.
I remember the first time you sent it to me. The order of the songs is different.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah,
what I
'cause
have.
we had Pink
then-
at the very the Suture at the very beginning.
Yeah, and I like that. And that I played it. I was at Exotica porn convention in my room, and I'm like, "Hey, you guys got to hear this." These are
Sight
porn people.
unseen, you throw it on, and here's a 20-minute noise experiment.
Yep. But I get into the whole Abbey Road thing, and that held their attention. But yeah, that's where a lot of people got to hear it in my suite at the Exotica.
That's great. That's so funny. Because, of course, that first track, which became the last
Yeah.
track on the actual record, is just, it's 20 minutes of sonic experimentation as well as
minutes.
I liked it.
talking shit.
I liked it at the
20
front
Yeah.
a lot. I
Yep.
liked it at the
So,
beginning.
and that was going to be the first track.
Radio friendly.
Oh, yeah,
Nope.
exactly. Exactly. No 2-minute and 30-second little pop gem here.
Yeah,
Here you
20
go.
minutes.
First track, 20 minutes of, urban noise and weird stuff going on. And
Put it on pause. They have to go to the bathroom.
yeah, no.
No, just turn it up louder.
Yep. But yeah,
been there.
that it just seemed like, well, we got to put that track at the very end. After
So you did
all.
that at Abbey Road.
We didn't record it
mastering,
there.
mastering.
Yeah, we did the mastering there with Sean McGee, and he made it sound so good.
That's a good record.
So good. I love that record. I'm really proud of it. You don't usually hear me say that about my stuff. I hate everything that I've done because I've heard it a million times, and all I can hear, like the fly trapped in amber, is every single mistake and all the cracks and the shortcomings. That record I'm really proud of. I like it a lot. Plastic and I were talking about trying to recreate The Idiot.
Iggy?
Yeah. And trying to do, a mid-2000s version of that record. And so that informed a lot of our approach to it. And Matt Fennell from Caustic, in the early 2000s, because we had been in touch and we were talking about how to put this record together and what we were going to do and bouncing tracks back and forth. And he wrote to me and he said, dude, I just discovered this record, Funhouse. Let me tell you some stories. And so that really informed a lot of what we were doing as well.
Well, that's another artist I see in you other than Peter Wolf. I see a little Iggy on your own stage.
Well, that's very kind of you. That's very
It's
kind
honest.
of you.
You're holding up pretty good for throwing yourself on the floor and into the audience so as many times as you have.
Well, yeah.
And I've got pictures.
Not good for my knees.
I have pictures of you and Plastic tripping over each other.
Oh, yeah.
Dark room.
Man, that Chem Lab tour in 2010, it would just end up with us in a pile on the stage every time. But then that's often the case with me anyway.
Just go for it.
Didn't you have a guy from?
Move all the gear out of the way and just let Jared do his thing.
You had somebody from 16 Volt in your band. Am I mistaken on that tour or that show?
Eric?
No, not Eric. Jason.
Yes.
I always called him Continental because he seemed so continental. Just a really stylishly suave kind of guy in his own bizarre way. Yeah, he played drums on that tour, and he played drums with 16 Volt too. But he was in SMP.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
He's a great drummer. Great drummer.
SMP.
And he was going to play drums on the Prude record, and then we didn't quite work it out. And then this guy, Christophe, this French drummer, came and just added so much color and depth to it. It's fantastic. Prude. The album is called The Dark Age of Consent, and it came out on Metropolis and went whew, and disappeared right under the waves, and nobody has ever heard it And I
Well,
think
they
it's
do
I
around
think
me.
It's an awesome record.
Alex
I'm
will
really
like it.
proud of it, which is weird. Like I said, I never say that about my stuff.
So, Rita, you ready to hear Doomhead?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna play another song.
This is
and
Ether of Souls as well. This is Brood yet again.
Wait, based on that.
Yeah. Could go forever.
So, I've spent enough time in the dark. It's time for me to spend some time in a bar.
Yeah, this will drive you there.
This is good stuff, man.
Going.
I enjoy it. It's fun to be doing this interview with you and not actually playing ChemLab stuff, actually playing stuff that I'm interested in listening to.
And I was expecting ChemLab. So,
Yep,
so what's
sorry.
what's this release that I've got to get from you some point this weekend?
It's called Tape Decay.
Okay.
Because it's a whole bunch of my old cassette demos that, Dylan and I would record stuff. He'd record a track, and then I'd do some rough vocals on it, and we'd just throw it back and forth and figure out where the song was going to go. So it's some stuff from Burnout before we ever got to tracks, some stuff from East Side, and then the song that we just heard, Doomhead, is on there, and there's a track from Dog Tablet, which is Martin King, a song called Skin Job that we did for a compilation that Jimmy Marcus put out, and then a track from a very experimental band that I'm in called Ultra Terrestrials.
So this is something else?
Yeah, Tape Decay. It's a collection of long lost cassette demos from ChemLab and then other projects that I'm involved in.
So did you take it and have them cleaned up? or
Oh
just-
yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, I gave them to Jules from Armalite, who is
Okay.
their mastering engineering genius.
Mastering
and,
cassettes.
Yeah. Oh
Cool.
yeah.
No, they
oh
sound
yeah.
good.
Yeah. He
They do.
pulled them off and he cleaned them up and made them sound really pretty amazing and rescued some stuff that I didn't think was rescuable at all. I mean,
Nice.
crinkled cassette tape, and he clearly breathed a little golden flecks of joy onto it and smoothed it all out with his silky approach, and they just sound stunning. So yeah, so that's it's a CD that's available. I'm going to be selling them at the shows, and then we'll have it available online, and you can actually order the CD through the record label too. Armalite Industries something.
They've got a
You should do it on cassette.
Yes.
There
Yes.
you go.
Oh, I like that.
what am I going to play it in? I had one of those
I have
adapters
one.
where you plug
I have
in.
two.
Do you remember in the 70s and 80s, we all had an 8-track, which I did.
Yes.
Then you had that adapter that you stuck in there and could play a cassette flat, and it would
Yep,
stick
and
out
then you
this far
put
from
it
your
into the machine.
dashboard.
Ka-chunk. Yep.
Those things, thank God. And then they came out with CDs. And now the cars don't even come with CD players anymore.
No.
I collect things like that.
Yeah, so I've got another turntable coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny that vinyl is making this great resurgence. I think that's
Have you seen the
fantastic.
cost of it? Go to a like a fucking Target or something. It's like, if my record collection is worth this much money, they're like a release of like an Aerosmith album, which sucks, like Pump, like $30 on $30 fucking dollars that vinyl.
Really? Whatever
Try
for.
Music Direct in Chicago.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have my own access to vinyl. I'm talking about the, Joe Schmo consumer out there that doesn't
kids.
really don't know where to look. The millennials,
Right.
Yeah.
when they go to these used record stores and pay outrageous prices. I found some Kim Fowley stuff in Evanston where I work now, $70 and $100 a platter per vinyl.
Jesus.
Yeah, and they have I've never seen a record store that has a Kim Fowley section. They have one.
Really?
Wow.
That's great.
And
That's
being an
great.
old
an
friend
actual
and fan
section for
of
Kim.
Kim Fowley, who would
Yep.
I walked
Comes
into
with
the
your
store.
own face paint. You know.
Oh God! I was just talking to the Mystery Actions about him last week. I missed that fucking guy, man. You knew
Yeah.
him a little bit, right?
Yeah, a little bit. He was interested in,
Right.
managing us for a little while, which I think would have been hilariously
Oh.
fun, and it would have driven us even further, just face planted into the charred remains of the earth. But could have been interesting.
Yeah, he was just the greatest guy, and he portrayed himself to be the ultimate perv, and he succeeded.
Oh, he was indeed.
But he would just still talk to me about just shit that he wouldn't talk to other people about. So that was
really.
that's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
you guys had a really interesting relationship.
Yeah. I met him at the Cleopatra 10-year anniversary party, which was like at that point the end of Cleopatra for a while, for like 20
Yeah.
years.
Yeah,
They're just now.
I was going to say,
showing
and
some.
that was about 50 years ago.
Oh God! But I met Fowley there, and we just had this long friendship on the phone and email that was just the guy is just the ultimate freak, really is.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
is definitely life was a lot more interesting with him in it.
yeah. I bet.
But yeah, we talked about ChemLab a good bit, but I didn't know to what extent your conversations went or what you were gonna do. But that would have been great.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I think it would have been fun just to be under his aegis for a little while. Yeah, that's right. Kim Fowley. Regardless of what actually came of it,
Yeah. well,
Never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
so
Man, it's just like 5 different conversations and stories that have been happening, and none of them quite tied up at all. This is what happens.
that's why you have Suture. in
Yeah.
between your
There you
songs.
go. There you go. Stitch it all together.
Suture it.
So would East Side Militia, that was on Metal Blade.
Well, it was on the label that I was running at the time, Fifth Column Records.
Fifth Column?
It was, we had a deal with Metal Blade that actually allowed us RED distribution.
Did you do that record here at Trax?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, East Side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's my personal favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Right on.
And
A
I
lot
worked
of people didn't get that record.
I worked for BMG Records at the time, and it was in our catalog. I'm like, where does ChemLab fit into? But then I saw the Metal Blade thing on there.
Yeah,
And,
like Faley.
But it was like your only
Mike
release.
Faley.
Your only release on, like, through a record club, because I worked at the record club side of BMG
Oh, yeah.
Records. And it was just like, ChemLab's in here. And there was no other band, not even Nails. You couldn't get Nails. You got Filter. But there was no Front 242, no Nitzareb.
Yeah.
None of the,
Yeah.
none of the good stuff. It was major label shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
ChemLab, Eastside Militia, which that we used, we sampled that for my old radio show theme song.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I wanted to use it on this one, but I didn't know how the copyright would go. But
Yeah.
I like the Tones on Tails thing we run right now with a Mark through some loops in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So some old exploitation shit. So we're going to play another commercial. We'll be right back.
Want a killer look without breaking your wallet? Try Killer Beards. All beard products are made with natural ingredients to stop beard dandruff and itching before it starts, while giving you a smooth, silky beard that smells amazing. Choose from 5 amazing scents that will have everyone saying,
Wow, that's a killer beard, and it sure does smell good.
Also available are shampoo and bars of rough cut soap. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Etsy at etsy.com/shop/Killer Beards. That's Killer Beards. Use the discount code MKUltra20 for 20% off. That's MKUltra20.
No killer beards in this room. Oh, you know what, Cassie? This is better than last week because it's all men. Last week I was outnumbered. I had 3 chicks on and me. Look at this.
And you're complaining?
Seriously, this is
upset
like
you somehow.
because last week I was like left out of the whole conversation. I'm like, okay, hello, I'm the host. They were just going, and I messaged Cassie this week. I said, I just played it back. I was interrupted through the whole fucking thing, but it was great.
I heard one of it.
Yeah, it was. Oh, they were fun.
Yesterday, yeah.
They listened to it out west, and they really dug it. So I hope that
That's good.
Hope this band does. I like I like the underground. And these girls just really deserve. They're sticking with old chick lineup. They're not going to do like some bands. Well, then they'll bring a guy in, and next thing you know, there's only one singer left.
Yep.
One girl singer. Like My Ruin pulled that one. They were 3 girls and a guy, and then they became 3 guys and a girl. I like
Yeah.
the old girl band. And Kim Fowley again would have loved the shit out of them.
Indeed. Yes, he
What
would
band
have.
was that with Mike?
Mystery Actions. Did you see this? Check this out. This was their. I used it as the link, but this was a kind of fake-ish album cover that they did. And come on, Alex. Okay.
Let's hear it for the fake record covers.
Yeah, fake.
Man, I wish the
Fakers.
original
This is-
cover for Eastside Militia was still somewhere, but it got.
What was the original cover for that?
Dylan had found in the early days of the internet some picture of a quadriplegic woman, and so he had her, and he did this whole Warholian neon colors, and it looked fantastically bizarre and dark and twisted, with this great smile on her face. And then I had we put a discretionary bar across her eyes, and it just I thought it was amazing and looked like nothing else
What happened?
that was around. He didn't like it.
Oh, it wasn't a
and
record
we
label
wrestled
thing?
back and forth. No, it was long before we got to, and I was running the record label at the time. We could have put out anything that we wanted to. And he wasn't as in love with it as I was. I just thought it was amazing. Really rich colors, and it took a moment for you to figure out what the image actually was. Here was this very Marilyn Monroe looking smiley face with a discretionary bar across the eyes, and then you finally realize amongst all the neon colors, this naked quadriplegic woman. Man. And, it was just top of her head down to the leg stumps. And I thought it was shocking, but it was incredibly attractive and gorgeous, sort of like, you know, the girl that you had this huge crush on in high school, and then she's in an amazing car accident. She's hugely disfigured, but you just still adore her because she's got this really deep connection to you. And I felt that way about it as well. It was really
Sounds very
electric and magnetic, and he didn't like it.
Sounds Cronenberg.
It was.
This is that cover I was talking. This isn't a real
And
record.
then he deleted it.
You can't
Doesn't
get
that
back?
look like an old record? This is this punk rock band. That's fucking killer. That's great. I mean, they're way ahead of the curve on this one. If somebody picked
awesome.
them up, it was
That's
just,
awesome.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but hopefully nobody picks them up and they just build it up themselves and they retain complete and utter control of it. Unless, of course, you want to go to Armalite Industries, who will let you retain complete and utter control and yet
do?
still promote the living shit out. Oh my God, I can't say enough good things about them. Yeah,
they've got the publicist that does some of their stuff is Ray from Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
Ray Roldan.
Yeah.
And he does. Well, I think he works on some of your shit. Didn't he do Prude? I'm pretty sure
yeah, he did.
he did work Prude.
He did.
Yeah.
Yep.
And but he
He was
in,
the only guy who actually got us some mileage, which is cool.
Hey, I did my best.
Need somebody.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. And I'm not saying anything against you. It was just, you know, the dark tide was pushing against us.
I flew a DJ and from New Orleans to DJ the record release party for that thing. And I had a band and a DJ, and I could only get a Sunday night, and it sucked.
Yeah.
But I went all out, man. It was a fucking party, and the DJ had always dreamed about DJing in Chicago, so made that dream come true for him.
There you go.
So
and
how
played Frank Sinatra all night long.
How do you do this?
Probably right.
You fly in from the UK last night. You said
Yep.
you rehearsed last night and today.
Yeah. Flew in the afternoon, went straight over to Superior Street, went and rehearsed there for a couple of hours, went and got some tacos and burgers afterwards. Got up today. I'm here with you. We're going to rehearse tonight. We'll get up Wednesday morning. We'll fly out to New York. We'll play the show Wednesday night. We'll fly back to Chicago Thursday early afternoon, go over to Metro, sound check, do the show. We've got Friday night off, so we're going to be here at Home Sweet Home in Chicago. We'll be hanging out at the Metro for the Cold Waves Festival. Anyone that hasn't got tickets yet for the Cold Waves Festival, it is going to be mind-bogglingly cool. All these great bands. Pop Will Eat Itself, yes,
Love
sir.
'em. Love them.
Nitzer are playing. Severed Heads are playing. Filter's playing.
Filter.
Pig is playing. It's just going to be this cavalcade of insanely cool stuff. It's going to give you one black eye after another. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. Cold Waves Festival. Go and find it online. And then we split Saturday morning. We go down to Baltimore. We play Baltimore that night. We leave first thing Sunday morning. We fly into Denver. We play there. All those shows with Pop Will Eat Itself. And then Monday we fly back here. And then Tuesday I fly back to London.
Well, you have a
Like
really
that.
easy schedule.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I'm
and,
going to snooze my way through the whole thing.
and this is,
Sleep on the plane.
and you're doing this without drugs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 20 years, no smack, no crack,
congratulations,
no
man.
pills, no booze, no powders, no reefer, no Jesus. Thank you.
That's a
Still
beautiful
alive.
I
life.
kept all the good stuff: beef, sugar, coffee, and fucking.
Yeah, he's had
And
my
that's a
barbecue.
shout out
He's
to
had
my
my
wife.
barbecue a couple times, Cassie. He's had. We brought
right.
it to you once.
Meat.
Yes,
Yes, you
Look
did.
at this guy.
Yes, you did.
He doesn't look like a meat eater. He's in such good shape. Yeah, you look better now than ever, man.
Which
you
is
getting-
funny considering I'm almost 59.
Yeah.
Getting close to 60.
My wife says I am a terrible advertisement for the drug-free lifestyle.
You heard it here. You heard a couple of things here first, and it's always a good time, man. I want to take one more break, and then we're gonna be back and
Right
wrap
on.
this fucker up.
Right on.
Now's your chance to catch Pig Face live November 15th in Cleveland, Ohio, all the way through November 30th in Chicago, Illinois. For tickets and other information, go to martinatkins.bigcartel.com. Hurry, tickets are selling out quick.
So, and if you write to us, if you like us, if you subscribe to us, you can win 2 tickets of that, a voodoo doll or a killer beard kit. And this contest is about to wrap up, so please do that soon. And other than that, we're going to have another contest come up around the first of the year. I have no idea what we're going to give away. Maybe a wheelchair.
There you
So
go.
we've got a lot of
There you
followers in wheelchairs, so we'll get like a souped up wheelchair or something.
for all us old fellas.
Well, not for us, but the people who actually need them.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
that would
since
be a
I
good
saw
thing.
you last, I had hip replacement.
Really?
Yeah, total hip replacement. Right whole side of my hip had eroded.
I've
I was
done that.
crippled for about a year
Yeesh.
because of affordable health care. I had to wait until the enrollment time to open enrollment to enroll. So I was like without a doctor's care for months. And then, of course, they doped me up on Oxycontin, and I had like 3 months of that until my surgery, and then I had it done. Wonderful feeling, great hospital. But the year of pain I had before that was just irritating. You could feel your femur rubbing.
I've been there. I have.
You've had a replacement?
Yes.
I think
Double.
we did talk about that a long time ago.
I hit a double.
Wow.
No.
Yeah, there's nothing like it. And
One
you,
right after
nothing.
the other.
No broken bones.
I could do with
We're gonna
a
schedule you for
brain
one.
replacement. As I was saying to Cassie on the way over here, it is shocking to me how many charred sections of the tapestry of my life exist that I just have no recollection of whatsoever. It's a huge embarrassment. But,
There's a
live with
couple
the way
shows I
live.
remember. First time I saw you, it was with Kim
You
FDM
remember
and
shows? What's
Sister
that
Machine Gun at the Metropole in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
And,
the slipperiest stage
yep.
in all of Christendom.
So he kind of goes off on the venue on mic, and then I saw you again, and I lived in Indianapolis, but went back to see you with Guar and my friend's Mace played under a tent. Remember that?
yeah.
They moved it under.
Oh, yeah, the outdoor show.
Yeah, Mike Elko was the producer that promoted that show. That fucking prick. Seriously,
Mushroom Head.
not on
Were
that
on
show.
Oh, not on that. Oh, that was in Cleveland. That was
Yeah,
in Cleveland.
this was Pittsburgh, and then again, you were on stage forever. You're like, "Fuck you, we've already been paid," because you're opening for Guar.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Peter's birthday. He was the singer for Mace at the time. This Polish guy, who's super good, old friend of mine, and he's also very outspoken on Trump. And I don't know how it's helping anything, but it makes him feel good. But he, super great, energetic, machine rock kind of band. And you came out, and everybody just wanted to see Guar, and you're like, "Fuck you,
Oh,
we've already
yeah.
been paid. We're gonna step
Oh,
here
yeah.
forever."
Yep, we're here just to piss you off. It was like that a bunch on that Guar tour. We played in Atlanta, and I was expecting we'd play somewhere like the Mask, and we're at, and I see it on the sheets. We're at the International Ballroom, like the International Ballroom. Where the fuck is that? And it's down this dirt road out in the middle of nowhere. It's a cow palace, for cattle auctions, like dirt floor. There's this stage made out of
Atlanta?
plywood. Yeah, out in the middle of nowhere. It's bizarre, the weeping willows hanging down over it, and the sign is all fucked up. And we played the show, and my God, I mean, we had to convert Guar audiences every single night, because as soon as Dylan would set up the keyboard, they'd be like, "You faggots, fuck you, keyboards suck." So we'd have to rock hard, which wasn't a problem, I always enjoyed doing that. And that whole show, we didn't convert at all. And I made a point of heckling the living shit out of the crowd. It's like, "Yeah, that's right. You paid money to see Guar, but we're still here, and we're going to stay here all night. We're going to play another song. Fuck you." That's right. And you know what's really bad is you're hating me, but I'm fucking your girlfriend later on. Come on, throw more shit at the stage. They were pelting us with everything, quarters. At the end of it, the drummer, Servo, he collected all the change and went up to the microphones like, $12.50, you dumbasses. And, and here's 4,000 people who absolutely hated us, just ravenous, rabid hatred, and wanted to kill me. Because I'd be like, "All right, thank you, good night, that's our last song." And everyone's cheering. He's like, "Nope, 4 more to go. Fuck you." So I come off the stage, and this huge dude, 7 feet tall, comes steaming through the crowd, pushing people out of the way. I'm like, "Oh shit," cocked back and ready to go. We're going to rumble. And he comes up to me, dude, you see the joint that I threw for you on stage?" Like, "So what?" So I jump back up on stage. There's this big fatty sitting up by the monitor. Like, "Oh, dude, that's awesome." So, and I'm, and I said, "You want to go and blow this in the dressing room?" He's like, "Yeah." And that's when I realized the dressing room is at the back of the venue. And the only way to get there is through 4,000 people who want to flay me alive. So I turn to this big 7 foot tall dude and I say to him, "Hey man, you want to smoke this with me in the dressing room?" He's like, "Yeah." "Okay, dressing room's back there. Can you just cleave a path for me like an icebreaker through all of this molten fury?" And he did. He was just like elbows first through the crowd. "Get the fuck out of the way. Get the fuck out of the way." And I'm just swanning along like a queen behind behind him smoking this doobie, and everyone's like, God, I want to fucking kill you. It's like, yeah, but oh, look, there's that hot girlfriend that I was talking about. Gonna fuck her later. So we went and hung out in the dressing room. But yeah, that was a challenging tour. Mace were great, though. They put on a really good show that night.
Yeah, the keyboard player showed his dick.
That's right. Oh, my God.
Corey, yeah, he was here not too
That's
long ago to
right.
visit. Yeah, he showed his fucking dick. He was wearing a skirt on stage.
Skirt on stage.
But when
is a
you
good
when you
look.
play Chicago, though, it's almost like a hometown show.
Oh, it's very much like a hometown show.
When
I
see
love
you-
Chicago.
Yeah, when I see you here, it's like
Yep.
you're a Chicago band.
The old homecoming weekend. We were mistaken for a Chicago band because we recorded all the records at Trax and we played
A lot
here
of
loads
records,
and
yes.
loads and loads. And it was always such a pleasure. Someone say, "So you're from Chicago, right?" Like, and then I would always hate to say no.
We've adopted you.
Yeah. Jimmy Marcus once called me the mayor of Chicago. I thought that was really sweet.
Jimmy was right.
Yep. And yeah, no, I
We need a
love
mayor.
playing here. I love playing here. It's a great town, and I have a lot of old friends here. And it always feels like, I could fart down a cardboard tube and people be like, "Yeah, that rocks." which is not to say any shit about the crowd whatsoever, but it's just they're tremendously supportive and willing to just let me just be me, and it's great. I love it. I love it, Chicago.
So on a human note here, like I follow your life on Facebook, social media, because that's the only way to keep track of you. And you and
I
your
do live in
son have a
England.
dynamic, man, with sports, and you in baseball, and then you said piano.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm watching that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. Maya, my wife, and I are the luckiest people on the face of the planet. We got the coolest kid out of the whole kid lottery.
Yeah.
We got him. And
That's excellent.
it's amazing. He's 14 and he's ridiculously talented. He's articulate. He's funny. And he just keeps me and Maya in stitches all the time. And it's great because she's an amazing woman who's tremendously supportive of me and has been for 20 years now. And our parenting decisions, we never argue about how we're going to approach him. It's just this really intuitive approach. It's been really good. And my God, what a piano player.
Yeah,
Holy
really.
mackerel. Holy mackerel.
I heard some stuff. and
Did,
it
Yeah.
was
did he
good,
did he
yeah.
take lessons, or did
Yeah.
he
Oh, yeah.
taught?
Facebook,
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
actually.
Since he was 3, we got a stand-up piano.
Yamaha.
And well, now he's got it's a Clavinova. But
Oh, okay.
that first one that we got was this old beat-up stand-up piano. And he was 3 years old, and he goes over and he's tinkling away on the high notes. Never really played a piano before. And he says, "Daddy, listen. It's the song of fire. Listen, it's fire." Oh, shit, all right. And Maya's like, "Dude, we got to get him some lessons." And so she did, and the guy that has taught him all these years, they've got this really respectful relationship, but Pedja, his teacher, really pushes him hard, and he responds to it. He composes his own stuff. He's in a band. He's in his own band with all these
Wow.
other 14-year-old
That's
kids.
important.
The
Yeah,
band is called
writing-
Cupid. What an awesome band name. I told him, if you guys don't hold it together, I'm going to steal that one.
Copyright that.
Ah,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's
because I don't
great.
think that's taken.
Band
Yeah.
number,
really good.
999 for you.
Yes, I've been in a few bands.
I know.
But yep. But yeah, he's really something, and he's an elite baseball player. We just came back from playing the Pony World Series.
Yeah, I
in,
saw those pictures.
PA.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
almost confused. I thought that you were a coach.
Oh yeah, I am.
Oh, you are?
Oh yeah,
Okay. Well,
yeah. I'm
yes.
one of the people that runs the Brighton Baseball Club, which
Okay.
is right near me where I live in England. It's about an hour south of London.
In Brighton.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's been there since 1962. How about that?
So I guess tomorrow we're all going to meet up and see the Rob Zombie movie, since it's the last time to see it.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna blow out New York, guys. I'm really
Well, I'll
sorry
be
about
there.
that.
man.
I'll be there.
Got to stay here in Chicago and hang out.
It's a good idea.
Join the other 10 people that'll be in the theater at the time. Man, I got to say thank you. I know you're really, really busy, and you squeezed this one in for us. Reed, you were a big help on getting them here. Cassie
I didn't do
is our
anything.
driver.
I just came to hang out with
Jared,
Jared and
man,
you.
you know I love you. I miss seeing you.
Yeah,
and
man.
You're just
No
like
kidding.
you're just like the fucking best rock star in my book.
Yeah.
And I say that
You know.
with all honesty. I'm a huge Chemlev fan and a huge Jared fan. Always have been. So
You're just a sucker for it,
yeah.
bitch.
Yeah, I am a sucker.
There's other people too,
Yeah.
like me.
Indeed.
Yes,
Indeed.
indeed.
Yeah, when I mentioned Jared on your way out when you did the show, you were like, "Oh yeah, we got to get him on here. Do the
Oh,
Hodges
yeah,
bar."
absolutely.
Well, and it's like, like Fred Astaire. You just wind up his legs and you just let him go. He's going to dance for an hour and a half. I'm the same sort of thing. You put me in front of a microphone. I'm going to talk shit Olympically because that's what I do. So it's easy. Right before we go, I want to say a huge thank you to Dan Evans, Vince McCauley, and Mikey Love, the guys who are the band now, the latest, greatest, and last version of the band. There won't be any more changes. If there are changes, it'll be the fact the band is dead. They've breathed new life into it in ways that continue to shock the shit out of me and make me excited to play songs that are 25 years old. It's
Any
so
chance
cool.
of new material with Chem
Yes.
Lab? Okay.
Yep.
That's what we want to hear.
In the springtime, in April, we're going to re-release Burnout. We're going to do it on vinyl, and then the disc version is going to have lots of cassette demos that people have never heard before. In June, we're going to put out Eastside Militia. We're going to put it out on vinyl, and then the CD is going to have the whole original record, and then all these cassette demos. Sometime in the late fall, I'm going to put out a record of all these outtakes of projects of mine, and Ether of Souls is going to be on there, and Ultra Terrestrials, and a bunch of Prude stuff. And then at the end of 2020, hoping to do new ChemLab stuff. Might be the top of 21. We'll see. But yes, it's coming because Dan and these guys are fucking geniuses, and they're so good. It thrills me all the time.
And the label email address is their
Armalite,
domain is
Armalite Industries. It'll be
.com?
armaliteindustries.com or .co.uk or .net or .org or .fucking I don't know.
Okay, you'll find it on mkultramagazine.com.
You guys can find it. Yep. Armalite, ARMALYTE, like the Armalite rifle that Gang of Four sang about that was used during the Troubles up in Ireland. Yep, it's collapsible and does super huge damage.
And I will say this, Burnout, out of all the records we did at Chicago Tracks, Burnout is one of my favorite records, period.
Wow. Well, that's amazing,
it really is.
because it's competing with, good Revco and Ministry, and
We did a lot of good things, but
You did.
Burnout stands
you did.
up.
Wow.
That's good.
I listen to it all the time on YouTube because I
Thank
get the
you.
CD.
I'll get you a copy, man.
Hey,
Get you a copy.
you heard it here, Jared
my
Reed. Thank you
Jack
guys
Master
very,
Plan.
very fucking much. Now
Alex, you're a prince.
They're going to come in and eat my Halloween candy. This has been the MK Ultra
Sounds like
Sound
prison slang.
podcast.
It's a good way to go. Here it goes.
From the north end of the Mississippi River in Chicago, Illinois, to the south end in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, you've been listening to the MK Ultrasound podcast with your host, Alexander, with our special videographer, Cassandra Belazik, and I'm your executive producer, Too Dark. Tune in for the next episode to see exactly what's going to happen next. You've been listening to the MK Ultrasound podcast.